27th running the Schuylkill County Firefighters Convention, a town staple of Boy Scouts. For most of you folks who don't know me, I'm Chief 38 of Ashland, and with me today also, my friend. No, your name is Linda, of course, Tom Lincoln from Bucks County, who will help us narrate. Chief Bones, the Minersville Police Department, our hats off. The continuation of the Minersville Police. Here, the senior members of the company, Joseph Maloche, James Antonio, George Clark. And also the nominee, Joe Boudet. The first of the Minersville Fire Department is 521. The 2006 KD. Third, manufacturing training KD is here. Very sad. Local skull truck goes over the national home.
And throughout today's parade, you're going to see a lot of different types of apparatus. Hello, George. Here comes a repurposed truck from Minersville. Its original home was in Avoca, Pennsylvania, sporting our traditional red and white. Something all of a tradition here in Minersville with goodwill was the blue colors. Minersville EMS. Minersville EMS and all of the EMS folks, thank you for what you've done in this past pandemic and go forward. Thank you. Fremont area, followed by the bikers. New Minersville bikers being bad. How's that? Okay, how's that? Much better. Try it again, Leo. Try it again. Again? We're good. Not so good. Not very. No Minersville. Pierce. That's also a repurposed engine. Okay, so we'll try it again. How's that? I'll go out and stand in Gerardville. Let's try that. From our friends on the hill, New Minersville. Here's one of the crazes from the 70s, a mini pumper. That was one of Hammerly built trucks down in Hamburg, built of fiberglass, I might add. Very popular. Mini pumpers were replaced by brush trucks, as you see that one. Todd, can you talk about it?
Want to sit up here, though?
And we have our first musical entry for today. What away? The Hawk Mountain Highlanders. Always a pleasure to have these folks in Gerardville every year for the St. Patrick's Day parade. called fire department tradition. Try that. There's Mr. Jim Condell. Mr. Condell, how are you, sir? I'd like to tell you a quick story when I was a young man as an insurance adjuster. That ladder truck came out of that building with Kenny Eichenberg behind the wheel, and there was a car in his road. Well, guess what? He hit it. He was on his way to a fire, and that's a true story. I was the insurance adjuster on that job. The left front fender and bumper, and Leon Rager down the street fixed it. And as Minersville Fire continues to lead the parade, Rescue 52. Okay? Okay. You just stand there. We'll make it work. Minersville's good KME, 5212, sporting the solid red colors. Modern technology. And here's Dr. Tower. Minersville, France by brand, another company that has gone by the wayside, but still lots of trucks in service. It's a company that started building trucks in Elmira, New York, well over 100 years ago. And through several acquisitions and changes of location, in 2006 they finally went away. And on the social side, Schuylkill West Junior Teener All-Star Baseball 2021 champs. You make your town proud, kids. Keep up the good work. Your future holds a lot. And here we're going to go with our Robin Egg Blue from Shenandoah. Defender Hose of Turkey Run. It's my understanding they are the host of next year's convention. You did it, put the rope around your neck. We wish them luck. Turkey Run, the division of Shenandoah, a very small community. Now here's something of ancient history. That man driving the truck with the 69 Horn is Ronnie Hinderleiter. He was on the truck committee when that truck was purchased in 1969. So how old is Ronnie? That's back to everything with gas power and hydraulic brakes. Ringtown Valley Fire and Rescue, another merger and combination of a couple of companies. Sporting their orange and white livery. They picked up that Pierce a couple of years ago. That's an Enforcer. When you see the name Enforcer, that's telling you that that truck was built in Bradenton, Florida, at the plant down there that Pierce owns. And unfortunately, they were last year's host, but due to the circumstances, those poor folks never got to have a convention. Everything was in place, but it didn't happen. We had the support of all the fire service for them. Again, we thank you for taking the effort. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Good luck next time. Again, the Schuylkill County Fair royalty. They work very hard for what they do and what they get. Ladies, thank you. Hello, Leo. speaking of trouble, I might know the sheriff. He has the same last name as me, but his head's bigger than mine. Cousin Joseph.
That's debatable. Your head's a lot bigger.
Hello, Brian, your faithful sidekick. Who's that little guy in the red car? Oh, that's Gary. Yes. Stand up, will you, Gary? One thing we must say, from the fire service to you and your commissioners, you have been very good to us throughout the years. For our fire school, never forget our multi-million-dollar radio program. The best thing ever happened to us. Thank you. And we have the Boy Scouts again, kicking off Division number 2. The law and order of Branch Township. Thank you for keeping us safe. There's some military muscle being floated today. Our hats off to you, ladies and gentlemen, for keeping us safe also. And yes, my friends, they are the names of who died on 9/11. 343 lives lost in a heartbeat. That's what it happened. From our neighboring friends from Llewellyn. So far, the only hand-drawn apparatus in the parade. Now that's dated 1870. It's a Yaisley hose cart. Here's the new way of fighting fires. The chief sits in the UTV and gives the orders. Most fire companies have them, and trust me, they are a very valuable asset in today's business, especially with all of the all-terrain off-road activities. Former military truck serving as a brush truck. And something rather unique to the fire service anymore is a utility vehicle. It's a combination truck that can do multi-small tasks, from personnel to small equipment for tight areas. A lot of companies get these today as a first out unit because of our manpower shortage. At least they can get something there rather quickly. Here's a unit that I've only seen once or twice. The Stuart Stevenson brush truck. That packs a punch. All-terrain vehicle. Something recently added to the Good Intent fleet in Llewellyn. It's their squad, 3-60, built on a Spartan chassis. Pretty well a multi-task unit. Once again, another Pierce branded truck, recently added to Llewellyn's fleet. That carries a lot of firepower. It's a 1,750 gallon per minute pump. That'll do a job for anybody. Now you see that cab is a Lance branded cab. Fire trucks, just like automobiles, all have model names. That Lance cab came out in 1989. A fully enclosed cab, first designed for Pierce. Here comes the big gulp. Llewellyn's tanker. The lettering on the side speaks for itself. As we go out in the valley to the good old Clover. Hello, Chief Ryan. The green speaks for itself also. The only color to have in Hectorsville. Had that to Ashland a couple times on big structures as a tanker. .573 is their squad. Here's a truck we had a look at today from Branchdale. A 1957 GMC with an American LaFrance body on it. In its day, that was state of the art. Things have changed. And such as this truck, another repurposed Pierce comes to the area. Again, another Lance cab, and for the record, Pierce's home base is in Appleton, Wisconsin. A company owned by the Oshkosh Corporation, being the #1 builder of fire apparatus in the country. And a piece of history from Branchdale, a Hahn. Everybody in Schuylkill County had Hahns in the day. Unfortunately, Hahn closed their doors December 4th, 1989. It wasn't for lack of business, it was lack of poor management. They made an excellent truck, and like I said, if you had a Hahn, you bought a Hahn. Going further into Riley Township, another multi-task unit from Newtown. No shortage in water for this company in Newtown. It's an Alexis branded tanker. From our friends in Tremont. They purchased this unit a couple years ago and made a squad out of it. Formerly a rescue truck. It's very nicely laid out. I've got to judge that a couple times. Does the job very well. And once again, another utility from Tremont. A recent addition to Goodwill is their squad. Got to judge that a couple times also, nicely laid out. Now here comes a piece of history. It's sad to say, I can remember when it was new. It's a 1974 American LaFrance ladder truck. At that time, American LaFrance was being built up in Elmira, New York. The Century Series. That truck was refurbished once, if not twice, Christina. And it has been retired, and it has been replaced with the following piece, 4320, a Rosenbauer ladder. Rosenbauer, being a European company, has set foot here in the country for many years, doing a nice job. Very strong ladder truck, I might add. The booms are very durable. And something else recently added is a KME to Goodwill. So 2009, replaced their Spartan / Central States that was retired. Now you want to talk about a fire truck. The Wood. Englewood. What a unit. It is awesome. It's a 2013, I might add. That is their second Pierce. And I also might add their first Pierce committee helped us build our first Pierce in '93. So we share the wealth and the knowledge. That truck there is truly state-of-the-art and does the job very well.
I just know that Rusty Trumper came from Kansas. Came from that tribal.
Read it.
Next we have Pine Grove Hose, Hook, and Ladder. This is their 2014 Pierce Arrow XT engine. Followed by their very impressive 2014 Pierce Dash Rescue engine that came from an Indian tribe in Kansas. They found this rig, purchased it, and made it suit their needs for less than half the price of a new one. Pine Grove's 2005 International Tanker. And finally from Pine Grove, their 2011 Ford Swab Utility, built down in Elizabethville, Pennsylvania. Right up the road, the South Cass Fire Company purchased this 2006 KME from the McIndoe Fire Company. And South Cass's 2004 Ford brush truck with their UTV. 2006. The ladder's up for sale now. Yep, there we go. There we go. And once again, the Boy Scouts bringing us Division 3. The Pottsville Area School Band. Now coming into view is the Pottsville Fire Department.
Hope you didn't dump the donuts out of the bottom of that.
Well, I never dropped any flowers.
More donuts.
The Pottsville Fire Department Fire Chief.
Hello, Kevin.
Hey, it's Mike St. Gary.
I wonder where his hands are slipping his door.
And the Assistant Chief from Pottsville. A 2016 KME fire engine from the Good Intent Fire Company of Pottsville, engine 11. Providing aerial protection in the city of Pottsville, this is Phoenix Fire Company's 2014 Pierce 100-foot tiller. Humane Fire Company of Pottsville's utility truck pulling their UTV. And also from Humane Fire Company, their 1999 Seagrave engine. Goodwill Fire Company of Pottsville, sporting their 2013 KME engine. West End Hose Company of Pottsville. This is their 2012 Ford Utility. Followed by their 1997 Chevrolet Utility. West End's 2004 E1 Quint. And an oldie but a goodie from West End is their 1928 Aaron's Fox. Father-son team driving that. Yorkville Hose Company of Pottsville, their 2008 GMC pulling a 2010 Polaris UTV. Yorkville's engine is a 1997 Spartan Swab 2,000 gallon per minute engine. Sporting the traditional Chicago black over red color scheme. Yorkville's Heavy Rescue, a 2005 Spartan Swab. Yorkville's 2010 International Technical Rescue Truck. American Hose Company of Pottsville, their 2011 KME engine. Followed by their Stewart and Stevenson brush truck. That's when it's hard to get to the Yingling plant. American's 2019 Ford Utility. The Marlin Citizens Hose Company, their 2009 KME engine, right down the road. Reliance Hose of Soterra Township in Dauphin County, their 2017 Pierce engine. and Reliance's 2002 Ford Four Guys Mini Pumper. Reliance's 2016 Chevrolet Squad Unit. Finally, from Soterra Township, this is their 2009 Pierce Quantum Rescue Engine. Seltzer Hose Company's 2002 Ford Brush Truck that originally served in Glenmore, Pennsylvania. And thanks again to the Boy Scouts, bringing us Division 4. Schuylkill Haven Police Department. Thank you for your service, guys.
Can we just re-letter it? Can we re-letter it? All right, take it home.
You're doing good.
Next from Schuylkill Haven, the Rainbow Hose Company. Rainbow. Hello, hello, hello. And Rainbow. Hello.
The wind's doing a little.
Oh. Okay. My bad. And Schuylkill. Hello. Oh! Schuylkill Hose Company of Schuylkill Haven's 2008 Pierce Velocity engine. Bought it through a broker in Texas. Yeah, that's the broker. Yeah. Yeah. It was doing good. Yeah. Look at. I don't know which Dalmatian this is. I don't know which Dalmatian this is. Is this Lincoln or Tuffy? That Tuffy? And from Schuylkill Haven, Tuffy.
That's your dog.
Schuylkill Hoses 2000 Seagrave 75-foot aerial scope. It originally saw service in Salt Lake City. I almost said Las Vegas. Worst place to do it.
Josh, get that. Take that.
Schuylkill Hose, Schuylkill Haven, their 2001 Medic Master dive truck. I'm sure that was busy the other week. Schuylkill Hose of Schuylkill Haven's 2014 Ford KME Utility. The McKay Pipe Band, leading the Liberty Fire Company's marching unit.
Donor.
Liberty Fire Company of Schuylkill Haven, their brand new 2021 KME engine. That was a great day for a housing a few weeks ago. Liberty Fire Company's 1997 HME 4-Guys engine. Liberty's 1992 International 4-Guys tanker. Liberty's 2019 GMC utility.
You're all gonna do it until the mountains fly out. You're lucky. I'm gonna tell you, Jason was left guard and Mr. Harley over there. No, I need.
Former piece from Liberty, their 1957 Mack engine. Liberty's former 1980 Mack engine, which originally served in the city of New York.
Where's the steering wheel?
Once again, another piece of Schuylkill County history. Privately owned by Jimmy Crummas, member of Cressona. When I used to work in the area, I was a day driver for Goodwill. When Cressona Knit burned down, I pumped that truck for 4 hours under the direction of Jimmy Crummas when he was the chief. That was a 1970 Hahn. That was the first Hahn that was built with an automatic transmission bucked up against a Waukesha engine. On the other side here, this is what replaced all of the old iron. 4110, another Pierce Velocity. Second purpose, came out of Berks County originally. Cressona purchased it, put it to their needs, and put it to work. Now here's a unit Cressona purchased new. And here's a true story. After the truck was delivered, they took a good look at it and said, oops, the wrong color. They ordered it the color as the other truck, and they agreed to keep it. That truck was built down at the Pierce Assembly Plant in Bradenton because it's a tanker. All their tankers now are built in Florida. And like all companies today, or most companies, you got to have a pickup truck for all your utility needs, especially in the last couple of weeks with all the floods and heavy rains. You don't drag an engine out, you just drag something small out. Here comes a Sutphen, the first and probably only Sutphen truck in today's parade. It's painted black, very significant. Sutphen is a family-owned company out in Amlin, Ohio, with a production facility up in northeastern Pennsylvania. They're specializing in ladder trucks. Their specialty was tubular constructed ladders. Very well done. The Sutphen presence has increased over the last couple years into the area. Again, it's a family-owned company building a nice piece of equipment. That's the only black truck you'll see in today's parade. And also a piece of history, there was only ever one black truck painted at Hahn Motors, and that was Colt Mount's truck. Happened to know the gentleman's father who did it. It was Ray Crummas's dad, was a painter for Hahn Motors. Now this young gentleman here, Mike Reese, is an avid collector of fire trucks and GMC trucks in general. He is very knowledgeable about the history of old GMCs. He's also very knowledgeable of the history of Frank Zangari. That truck came from out in the Midwest. In its day, that was the product. Cressona number 1, sporting their E1. Another truck I can remember the day it was delivered. And now we'll go out to the west end of Schuylkill County, to Higgins Valley Fire and Rescue. Again, the combination of a couple fire companies. Frank and I and my son and Frank's son had the pleasure to go out there and do their picnic parade in June. That's one we've been doing for quite a number of years. This is a unit they picked up used, their tanker. The individual behind the wheel, as you can tell, he's a chief, as you can't tell him much. Chad Richards, very good guy, good friend to have. Again, there's a retired company, New Lexington, gone by the wayside. From the other side of Pine Grove, North End. Once again, the Boy Scouts leading off Division number 5 for the 67th Annual Firefighters Convention. And once again, we can't say thank you enough for the Minersville Fire Department hosting today's events. As you can see throughout the town, they are well supported by the community. This float here says it all about our, collectively, history in the coal region. The Oak Hill Colliery, Phoenix Park, all the local collieries that are long gone. This is what made the anthracite region. Pioneer Tunnel's still there, my hometown. My grandfather worked in there back in the 30s. And my dear friends, the West End Fire Company from Mahanoy City, no strangers to marching. Always done a very nice job. Our hats off. I must comment, Chief Joe Gravala, in his 80s, still going. Thank you, Joe, for all the years. Chief Danny Marco on this side, now leading the troops. Monsignor Glosser. So many fine people in this fire service. West End with a variety of equipment. They also are in the water rescue. It's when you need them is when you really appreciate them. First two apparatus are dedicated to water rescue. What'd you put my drink? If you like something, you can do it again. One of the big horses. 4850 for one of the rescue from West End. A multi-purpose unit, very well used, taken care of. As you know, folks, they cover the interstate. They get more than their share of calls. That area of road on the interstate can be very treacherous. When the weather changes, fall, spring, and winter, guys and gals are there. Also their engine, another KME product. Now we're going to go old school. This is an old CF Mac. We had a couple Macs in today's parade. The CF standing for cab forward. Mac was very durable in the commercial truck business, so they figured why not do it in the fire truck business. So back in the late 1800s, they started building fire trucks. Early 1900s and so on. They stayed in the fire truck business till 1984. Then it was time to exit that business and concentrate on the commercial truck business. Also from Mahanoy City, the Washington Hook and Ladder. This ladder truck has many meanings to them. A couple of years ago on Convention Day, it was not such a good day in Mahanoy City as their station and truck burned, unfortunately. They have risen from the ashes with a very nice piece of equipment. Another E1 truck. I mentioned before, E1 is known for their all aluminum construction. Very uniquely painted Phoenix truck from Shenandoah. The rich Irish history of the Phoenix company as displayed in their green color. It's a very short, compact, and efficient unit. Ricky Examitis behind the control, one of our esteemed dispatchers. Thank you, sir. You keep us under control when the stuff hits the fan. I just talked to him on the radio on Thursday. From my neighbors in Butler Township in Lavelle, bringing their tanker to play, a Midwestern, Chief Russ Hummel riding passenger. Midwest by brand, the truck has done very well for them. Now let's talk about age and tradition. Here is a Seagrave truck. We didn't mention this before, but we will now. The Seagrave trucks got their start in Columbus, Ohio, and then they further moved on to Wisconsin. That's a 1973, and it's still in service. Again, everybody has a UTV. That's just how big is UTV? From the Schuylkill Fire Bureau, we have one of the trucks that we affectionately call the shoebox design. In the early days of KME, that was a cab that they had purchased from Hendrickson along with their chassis. A lot of those trucks were built. And bringing us in from Tuscarora, another KME. Judged that truck many times, and it is loaded for bear, as we would say. Very nicely done with the Slane family and all the good folks in Tuscarora. We talked about a small brush truck, and they also have a utility. A little short and compact unit from Columbia Hose in St. Clair. That was a Hendrickson chassis with a central stage body on its back end. Here's an ALF, an ALF again, American LaFrance, recently purchased and put into service from the old Pally companies. Okay, in East End again, here comes our utility. Something different from Auburn, 3910, another E1. Again, we said about an all aluminum design truck, low profile cab. Most of Auburn's trucks usually come out of the Delaware Valley, Bucks County areas, repurposed. Rescue hook and ladder out of St. Clair. As the sign says, it's a KME. And once again, another Pierce was purchased new by the Goodwill several years ago. Randy Taylor at the wheels. He's been there a long time. This was a recent addition for Goodwill. This came out of Altus Township through an acquisition of a defunct fire company. Truck went up for sale. They saw the opportunity and they purchased it. It's a tremendous asset. Still a company still in business, 4 guys. And I guess we're on the home stretch. Division number 6. And the Scouts once again bring us number 6. And here comes the entourage from Tamaqua. I might say, folks, most of the judges that you see walking around here, their companies were in the parade today. Today is Brian Conley's day. Brian Conley is from Tamaqua. Most of these stuff from Tamaqua is under his control sometimes. Maybe not. He's out of control. Leading it off with Southward, another Pierce, 65-14, sporting the solid red color. We spoke before about colors. Colors are a matter of preference. There is no mandatory color or style. It's whatever you like and works the best for you. Judged that truck a couple of times. Nice little squad. Everybody's got a brush truck. These styles of brush trucks are getting more and more prevalent. That's what's available. More efficient. Monsignor. The outskirts of Tamaqua, the New England Valley, another KME. God, we're going to miss KME when they close their doors. Seriously. Not good for anybody, especially the poor employees. From the Butler, Schuylkill, Columbia County Division, 3 counties pass through that town. Locustdale, repurposed from Strawn. Not many boroughs or burgs can say that they're covered by 3 counties. Got to see this parade or this truck beforehand. We judged in our category today. Look at that. A 1941 International, still owned by the fire company and still driven by fire company members. Went through a couple of refurbs and rehabs, couple of bent fenders and bumpers, but it's still going. Very proud. Miss United States for agriculture. Very, very nicely done. Thank you for showing up. Come on, the west end of the county, 66th District, Tower City. They chose for the all-white configuration. Now let's travel down in the west end of our agricultural area. We call it Pittman, Mock and Tonga. A Pierce Quantum. It's a very uniquely designed truck with very high cab status. They purchased that truck used and has done them very well. This is one of the latest acquisitions to Schuylkill County in the last year or so, Friedensburg, replacing a Rosenbauer with a Pierce. Somewhat of a unique color scheme. Red with a little bit of grayish black trim, very sharp. It's a 2020. Good luck with it. And here's something that Friedensburg always had. They're in the brushwork. Now you saw those other styles of brush trucks that came forward. They're going to replace what the old military trucks were with the newer style of military trucks. Now, when you talk about fire truck nuts, you have to talk about Mike Glore. Mike Glore, privately owned, he is preserving that piece of history. One of the last Hahns still in service retired about a year ago. Mike picked it up, he and his boy. They were proud to say we gave him some old hose to put on it too.
Phil, how come you didn't announce me? Announce everybody else and left me alone.
He was talking.
Don't you like me?
He was talking.
Huh? No.
Put your brakes on, Ned. Stop the truck. Stop the parade. Stop the parade right off the presses. This is a bigger piece of history than the rest of this parade has seen. That gentleman owns this truck. That's Ned Beck. The truck is a 1963. He purchased that truck. It was Auburn's original truck. As a young man, he saw it delivered. He was able to capture it back. Would you believe he has all of the paperwork with that truck from the day it was delivered? Everything from Hahn Motors, Morrison Motors, who sold the chassis. Chassis was what, $6,000? Hahn charged $8 to put the body on. Joe Ludwig was the salesman. He also sold us our Hahn in '69. Ned Beck worked at Hahn Motors. In 1973, when he started, the very first truck he put his hands on was the town of Gordon's Hahn, since retired. That's the first truck he worked on. That's somewhere around the area right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Ned Beck. He was there till the day the doors closed at Hahn Motors. This is his. Oh, that's right. You have Gordon's truck, too. I knew it was around. The book's under the seat if you can't drive it. How about this for our 1946? A Willys. Had a look at that today, too. Very nicely done. Another repurposed Pierce come back to the area to roost. One straggler from Tamaqua, 992. I think we're bringing up the end of the parade with some police presence, Cass Township. And if these two vehicles, I think they're the authorities. Here come the authorities. They're telling us the parade's over. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Minersville, my fellow firefighters, thank you so much for giving us the honor to be here today for your celebration. And God willing, maybe next year in Turkey Run. Chief 38 signing off. Have a good day, everybody.
Nice job, Phil.